Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. I'd like to talk about something that I've heard about a couple of times and just discuss it a little bit. Carnivore is not sustainable. My first thought is, why not? Why would somebody think it's not sustainable? You know, for me, eating a lot of different foods, having battled my weight a good portion of my life, I was basically a food addict. I didn't eat for health. I ate for satisfaction. I ate for comfort. I ate for, the taste. It's very similar. I don't know if I mentioned it before. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I quit drinking. I've got 35 years sober. But same thing. I drank for the feeling that I got. But I had to stop. Now, food has been designed, and there's proof on this. You just look at it, do the research. But food has been designed to capture our taste buds, to entice us to eat more. I mean, look at the children's cereal. That's enough in itself. There's chemicals in a lot of the foods that have addictive properties. So, just like with alcohol or any addiction, really, any addiction, smoking, alcohol, drugs, gambling, sex, and food. There's programs for all these too, including food for Overeaters Anonymous. So if you look at it and look at what's really in food, I mean, are we eating because we need to, or are we eating because we like the taste? I had trouble with my weight. I'm not a sweet tooth. Never really had a sweet tooth, so sweets weren't my vice. It was just when I was a stressed, emotional eater, I guess, and I would, eat to kind of shove down. That's the same reason I drank. I drank to shove it down so I didn't have to feel. And eating food helped me to shove feelings down. Now I didn't, like I said, I didn't have a sweet tooth, so I didn't do sweets, but I did a lot of high carb stuff, potatoes, pasta, rice, whatever else, a lot of processed foods. But to me, it's no different than any other addiction. And the addictions drive us to basically overindulge, to take in more than what we should really need. Like I said, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I also quit smoking. I've been sustained from smoking 2 years longer than I've been sober. So if carnivore is not sustainable, how is being not drinking sustainable? How is not smoking sustainable? How is if you're a gambler or a drug addict, how are those sustainable? Because you treat it because it's an addiction, and you treat it like an addiction. There's programs for all these, even eating. Overeaters Anonymous, I think I just mentioned it. And, it's the same, it's a 12-step program to help people to stop overeating. So there in itself kind of lets us know that, yeah, food can be addictive. So if you have the mindset that it's addictive, that it's you're an addict, a foodie addict, you generally speaking, then, it's 100% sustainable. The thing is that, like with any addiction, giving it up, you have to be ready for it. If you think it's not sustainable, it's probably because you're just not ready. You're not there yet, or it's maybe not for you. It's not for a lot of people. You know, I have no doubt with myself that carnivore is 100% sustainable. Now, I have the luxury. I'm lucky that I get sick. I don't know if it's luck really, but the curse that I get sick if I eat the wrong foods. I happened into carnivore by accident. It wasn't a choice that I made to do. I was having some major stomach issues and things in my system that I was already on like an elimination diet thing. And then I came across some carnivore stuff. A couple of different doctors that talked about carnivore. Dr. Kim Berry's the first one that I was introduced to, and I did the research and everything. And I was already down to that point that I couldn't eat a lot of foods. So, I reached the point that I'm going to go ahead and go carnivore. Now, I did have a choice. I could have stayed on medication because I was taking medication to help my stomach feel better, my body feel better. Although in the long run, it probably made me feel worse overall. So I'm lucky in that respect. I don't want to be on drugs. And I don't like the way I feel when I eat the wrong foods. So for me, I'm lucky. I'm going to say I'm blessed in that respect, because if I had been left to my own devices, if I had had my system totally normal, I wouldn't have just happened on a carnivore and started it. I probably wouldn't have. I'm a food addict. I would have stayed eating all the carbs and all the, those complex carbs, and not losing weight or anything. I'm not sure how I want to say this, but I'm thankful in that. But having been on the carnivore for actually another week, it'll be 2 years. I I'm I this is not a lifestyle I want to change. I want to stay with it, and that's why it's sustainable for me, because I want it. I like the way I feel. I like the energy that I have. Um, and just everything has changed in the last 2 years. Now, I do try to introduce other stuff, and then I go back to the old feelings. So I'm old feelings of the sick, because I'm not going to take medications. But for me, the carnivore diet is very sustainable, and I look at it like I do any other addiction, because looking back on my past, the way I ate was enforced by very addictive behavior. I wasn't eating for my health. I was eating because I had to stuff. I had to not feel what I was feeling. I had to whatever, and then getting sick changed that for me. But so for me again, it's very sustainable, and I think it is sustainable for anybody. All anybody has to do is think about what their food is, what they eat, and do they really need that? Is it really healthy for them? Does it make them feel better? And why? Is it like a drug? Are you trying to stuff something? I really think that if this isn't sustainable for anybody, it's because of some addictive trait in there somewhere hiding that maybe you don't know. But it's sustainable. And I will stay a carnivore. I would say, well, no, carnivore. I've introduced honey. I was thinking about trying to go ketovore to see if I can get vegetables, but no, probably not. But yeah, I know for myself, as long as it's sustainable for me, and I honestly believe it's sustainable for anybody if they want it. Just like with any other addiction, if you want change in your life, anything's sustainable. Anyway, I don't know if I got a point across or anything like that. But I just felt it important to talk about that. The comment that I've heard it several times that it's not sustainable, and I challenge anybody who feels that way to tell me why. Why isn't it sustainable? Why isn't it? Anyway, that's all I got for now. I hope you all have a great evening. See you soon.